Hello guys, welcome back to the stream. I think there was like a clear like an hour delay, I think, maybe. I think. I don't know. Uh was it an hour delay? Let me check. Yeah, about almost an hour, half an hour. Anyways, so without wasting any more time, let's go. A cloud shaped like a fairy tale castle floats above the distant trees. The sky is bright, clear blue, and a large, fluffy cloud stands out in a sharp relief against the ridge line in the forest of the forest. As I try to distract myself from the heat, I realize I've had exactly the same thought before. I guess at my meet partner. As she takes a break from her intensive training to grab her flask, which is filled with energy drink. Soak in sweat from dancing non-stop in this intense heat. Jittery introduces the facts of Princess Aurora's final scene in the ballet's second act, where she awakens from a slumber and begins to dance. The act's finale. Le Reveal de Aurore. The soft tempo of the music calls for a dance with real stillness and clarity of movement. But it seems that pursuing clearly defined bursts of intensity is harder than dancing at a sustained clip.
上の姉の受け売りだが
Julie dances with a cool, unfazed expression. But now the sweat is pulling and Chidu is cleavage, while the other lead dancer whose sweat has nowhere to pull. Simply slumps down to the floor, gasping for breath.
怪我の具合はもういいのか平気よただ少し休んでいたから体力が落ちてるのかも
Character that the press is playing, Princess Florina, has lots of movements that are more comical and makes it. Ah, she gets to play. I kinda wish I don't get to see her face at the recital, ballet recital. One second. Oh, I almost forgot. Forgot to share the stream. God damn it. Well, hold on. Oh, I didn't even change the name. Fuck. That's embarrassing. I don't know. I could change that later. It's more than friends though. What the fuck? What does it show? I won't forget it. It can change later. Anyways, the character that the press is playing is Princess Florina. Wait, I already read this.
高崎さんはすごいわね集中がずっと切れていない脇もずっと落ちないで続けているわ脇が落ちてるか初めは何言ってるんだって思ったよ
It blinks at me. After a moment's hesitation, smiles understandingly.
回る演技の時は脇を開けていないと上手に回れないから腕が下がると講師の肩から脇が落ちてるわよってよく注意されたわ
I mumble something about it being specific turn of phrase, then reflecting about that it's about time to continue to check up. I look across the students due to the dance now.
でも意外だったわ何が振り付けのことよまさか引き受けるなんて思ってなかったどんな心境の変化があったの
Do you really care?
ギリだよギリ
I think it's it with my drink.
そう八重垣さんって優しいものね
Kinder than you.
いいから水分取っておけよ
I hand her my flask and urges me to hydrate. Then I order Shidori, who's still going, to chase with someone else so she doesn't overwork herself.
了解
The flame of momentum flickers and dims as she returns to her normal self, but it's not like it's extinguished completely. The embers still smolder in there somewhere.
お疲れ様さっきの演技すごく綺麗だったわ
I hand Chidori my flask. She gulps down the liquid inside. No, she goes to go
ありが
downside.
とう。あなたのピケターンも良かったわ。軸がぶれないところが素晴らしいわね。そうありがとう。
She's still rigid as ever when it comes to ballet. It seems like she's still learning how to take an interest in other people. Perhaps as a consequence for having gone through the Hookman incident, but I think it's more the fact that she's helping up to me about a scholarship investment for.
ま、話してくれたことで少しは心の重荷が軽くなっていればいいんだがね。
I know it's not as simple as that, but I can't help but slip into that mode of thinking. I expect the next student to dance as she would in the real performance.
八重垣さん、ここはどうしたら。
Take your clothes off. Play the male part.
技よりもそこは男性役とともにオーロラ姫の結婚を祝福する場面だから、男性役がいる形でマイムで表現してくれ。
She nods. That shows me a clear question. It's not that bad, but I give it
し
an
っ
okay.
かり監督をやっていますな。
Someone snatches what's little remains in my flask.
こっちにもくださいですよ。
It's like a convention of playing Puss in Boots and the White Cat.
やりたくないことは徹底的に抗うがね。一度引き受けたからには適当はできないさ。指示も的確だし、意外と監督役合ってるよね。売りつけ指導だよ。でも高みからバンバン人に命令できるこの立場は天職かもな。
It's like it's doing smile along with me. I wasn't really kidding.
でもマイムか。私やスオちゃんは踊りよりも表現の方が多くなるよね。おう、さすがに用語を覚えてきているんだな。それはそうだよ。
Must have a flat chest. His continues to watch other girls' madness closely.
あれはセリフがないですからね。セリフの代わりに表現する仕草をマイムという。ですよね。
I tell her she's exactly right, and she grins. I go on to say that it's possible to that, especially when
バドゥカラクテールではおとぎ話の仲間たちが祝うために歌い踊る。お前らの長靴を履いた猫と白猫、それに赤ずきん役の白羽はマイムが多い。あいつはバスケットを振りながら踊るしな。狼役とのやりとりのマイムをどうしようか考え中だぜ。
back my base with a cute dance.
ああ、まさに狼の笑みですね。本性は猫なのに犬かとはこれいかにって感じだよね。
She laughs as she kneels down on the floor, her legs splayed outwards.
バスキア教諭の誕生日からこっち熱も入ってきたしな。
From the day it was announced I would be taking over the choreography, and we move on to full-on practices for the show. As Tchaikovsky's three ballets, the Sleeping Beauty had been performed many times, and there are stars in the sky. As there are stars in the sky. Together, Suzumaska and I have picked from the scenes and the various performances of the fewest male parts and we give one a moment in the spotlight. First up was Act 2. And then came some selected parts from the procession of fairy tales from Act 3. I'm not going to read that. And lastly, final highlight of the performance, very in the order there, which serves as our finale. We're copying the basic dances, but the main job of the choreographer is to adjust them slightly, bearing in mind the skill of each individual performer. First, I'm having to perform one to perform the basic dance for me, so I can handle the abilities. Then I have to come up with a choreography that fits about both the story and the aesthetics. It's pretty tough.
よし、それじゃ次のダイヤモンドの制約踊ってくれ。
I call up to the next girl as I scribble down my notes, alongside any changes to the Sapphire Query.
おい、女の子座りはやめた方がいいぞ。委員長を見習え。
I warned her.
なんで？体育座りだと女の子の大切な部分が見えちゃうよ。いや、なんでって言われてもな。そりゃ いちご先生のスカートから覗くおみ足を覗きたいんだよ。綺麗な足してるもんな。見習いたいくらいだぜ。
I expect her to get on Bevis and climb up, however.
足が綺麗だなんて、やだな、もう嬉しいじゃんか。
She acts modestly, tapping me on the shoulder and paddling a gossipy middle-aged woman.
褒めても何も出ないよ。はい。
I suddenly find her shoving a candy at me, bowled over it, as I forced back and smiled. I forced a smile back at her.
姉は褒められ慣れてないですからね。
I mean, look at her. The younger twin whispers to me as I find myself unable to talk to the few heads ballet class you learn how that in ballet class you learn how kneeling like that negatively impacts the shape of your legs.
ダイヤモンドの制約お疲れ。あとは
I saw a breeze accompanied by a rap sound, the door opening, and I stopped this one doing relief.
お疲れ様。今日はここまでにします。それでは忘れ物のないように。
The bus crowd leaves again, telling me to come to by her room afterwards for a meeting about the choreography. Hey, Sue. Sure, honey, I entered the rehearsal with her, looking exhausted even though she's not danced yet a single step. She hands her head wheelie, answering my question without me having to ask it.
寸法を測られるのが大変だったの。
She says in a barely audible whisper.
どうして？衣装係の子たちの気持ちはわかるわ。確かに。ですです。
They were to play dress up with the prettiest girl in school, at least in our class. They must have gone all out. This is obviously bringing it all back for sure, honey. As she goes right back and covers her face with her hands. I can't stop the laughter for bursting out of me.
ひどいわ、エリカさん。
I'm a woman with a glass at me reproachfully as I apologize. I propose that once she goes to shower and freshen up. Y'all agree except for?
私はもう一度通しで踊ってから戻るわ。
Julie goes back onto the floor alone as everyone flies out of the room.
やっぱり高崎さんは高崎さんね。まあ、ゆっくり変わればいいさ。
I murmured to myself as I watched my meaty opponent check her movements in the mirror. A series of questions, but without the same tension as before. Of course, it's not like my days are spent doing nothing but ballet practice. I attend our regular 5 periods as usual, as well as the elective classes. However, our ballet classes are now focused on practicing for the performance, and after being involved in this recital.
まあ、それだけじゃ時間が足りないって話なんだけどな。
Well, in English class right now, but I'm thinking this is an opportunity to think about the choreography. When I notebook, it's in my brain. Well, I'm considering the matter of balance.
八重垣さん。
Someone calls my name in a soft voice, and I respond. The girl next to me doesn't address me for no reason, but
こう何度も呼びかけられりゃ、要件は察せるってもんだ。
spread out over my desk and with my classmates. There are left letters, no letters of complaint. The request is asking for more time on stage or more kinds of playing skills.
しかし、そんなに張り切るもんかね。
I get it if it was just a few notes and walk away, but over half of the symptoms they would think it would be approved. It's not that they have a problem with my choreography, it's that they simply want to be sure of their best performances.
ま、バレエがやりたくてこの学院に入ったってやつも多いって話だしな。
No, that's true. Maybe that's why most of the students here are above average dancers. I've got a recent transfer scenes, but
これってオーロラ姫の目覚めの場面だろ。静まり返った場面でモブがアラベスクしてどうするんだよ。
I do not have conspicuously enough for requests. I know I'll let line to her and scribble a note. Hold on, I put my name as well. And a note is passed back to the sender.
バレエ発表会も間近か。食事ってのはこうじゃなくちゃな。
Oh, look at Hawaiian pork. Okay.
いただく。
I decided to take meat with my knife and coat it generously with sauce and bake it on my lips. The garlicky scent affected me with successful happiness.
早く食え。冷めた料理ほどまずいものはないぞ。発表会の前だからこそ体を絞りたいのだけど。何言ってるんだ。この暑さでサラダだけなんて体が持たないに決まってるだろ。人一倍練習してるんだからしっかり食っておけよ。見ているところは見ているのよね。なんだ。
I was making sure I didn't miss anything. Instead of answering, she takes a bite out of my food. I was so surprised that she arrogance.
うまいって感じるのは体が欲してるからだぞ。肉を食べろ。サラダなんざ年取ってからでいいんだよ。前半は同意だわ。後半は意見が分かれるところだけど。
She turns up from the seat and goes on to get her notebook from her desk again.
久しぶりに見たな。最近は発見がなかったのよ。
I was going with her new entry with the voice to the room. Then she goes back to her meal. I glance at her notebook, which she's now tossing into the desk.
私も日記でも好きなものとかを書いているのは知ってるけど、嫌いなものってのは書いてないのか？
Oops. Generally eating her way to the pork saute with a delighted expression on her face. She looks deeply amused at my question.
いちいち嫌いなものを書くの？感動して忘れたくないから書き留めるんじゃない。
She's looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm at a quiet word of agreement. Still.
嫌いなものを書いてないって言われて安心したよ。私の名前は書かれてないんだな。え？嫌われてないってだけで嬉しいよ。バカね。
So it looks embarrassed. I smile with satisfaction. I chewed on a pineapple.
何でも初めての体験は素晴らしい。何？誰の言葉？友人だよ。
My meaty partner isn't the only one who's taken so surprised that it was spilled from my lips. Friend, to think that this should come when I use that word so casually, I fall silent, reflecting on how it is unlike me. Then there's a knock on the door and I call out for the person to come in.
まだ食事中だったの。ごめんなさい。
What the fuck you want? Get the fuck out.
いや、それより急な要件か。もしかして白羽が泣きを入れたとか？
My usual feeling curls across my face as I recall my book already turning bright red with embarrassing, but totally cute mime I came up with her.
スオさんは一度やると言ったら曲げない人よ。そうじゃなくて、この子たちなんだけど。
What about them? The president also three of my classmates into the room.
バレエの振り付けのことで相談があるそうなのだけど。なるほど。魔の巣に来るには頼りになる青い鳥が必要だったってことだ。
I'm a moment to myself as the president regards me dubiously, her face shaking. My other classmates couldn't be nervous about stepping foot into the lane with two known inside tricks.
わかったよ。食事が済んだら話そう。そうだな。教室に戻るのも面倒だし、10分後に食堂で落ち合うってのは？はい、それでお願いします。
They bow their heads and exit the room as quickly as they can. The light really pressing into the dragon's lair.
走らない。
I glance at the president as she shouts after them, then turn to my meteor partner.
アミティエ権限を行使するなら今だぞ。もっと楽な演技に変えてやってもいい。遠慮しておくわ。今のままで十分。いえ、もっと。
Taking a bite out of the thought she saw mumble something. She lapses into thought. I have a distinct feeling she's cooking up something difficult again. Nothing's good gonna come out of this.
まさかな。
Yep, I knew it. What is it? Where did it all start? The Sleeping Beauty. She boasted about that she had completely mastered the basics of dances, and of course she had. Tell you why she proposed adding some more higher level moves for the wow the audience.
欲を出すのはわかるがな。白鳥の湖の32回のフェッテアントルナを踊らせてと言っているわけではないでしょ。いいか、気候を考えろ。体力が持たない。倒れるのがオチだよ。役者で自分の体調を把握していない者はいないわ。踊れないあなたにはわからないでしょうけどね。
Oh, no, don't feel bad. That was actually a good one. Oh. God damn it. My eyes don't register any color. The sky peeking through the window is white, and the floor is undulating ocean of deepest black. No, the forest is an undulating ocean of deepest black. The walls are grey and cold. Cold? No. Both my bodies and mind are burning, and are burning harder than they have ever had before. And the pulsing fires of my heart are being further fueled by regret.
今まではこんな気持ちになることはなかったのに。
This is something I cruel and thoughtless that I can't acknowledge, but I've made fun of her countless times before. Why is it that this time my heart feels like it's being crushed? So saturated is it filled with age of regret? I let out a long sigh, as though to expel the heat swirling around me. I'll go back. I don't know what she's feeling right now, but I have to apologize. My vision threatens to blur. I press my fingers hard against my eyelids before setting off back into our room. I think this is where I'll fuck up the.
ようやくお姫様のお戻りだな。
The color returns to my role, and as the color warms my occult outlook, tension leaves my body, with elevated heat within me calms, no longer threatening to erupt.
エリカ、前に言っただろ。湿っぽいのはなしだ。別に気にしちゃいないさ。そうなの？
I linger in the doorway, not having the courage to look at her. She goes on in an unspendably cheerful
クラ
voice.
スメイトたちにもいつもの軽口の言い合いだって話はつけといたから問題ない。感触は収まったのか？
Right, before the moment I realized she thinks I got angry over a clash of the appearance of a ballet, I'm relieved in a very real sense. Because I know that she wasn't hurt by what I said. That I didn't hurt her. I've been afraid to look at her until I heard those words of absolution. But now, as I peel myself away from the door frame and make my way to the room,
もう平気よ。ごめんなさ。
I finally take the proper look at my dear Vanya, smiling her cat-like smile. And then freeze in my throat when I see the sister of my skirt is standing beside her.
ん？どうした？いつものやつだよ。風呂の介助に来てくれたんだ。まさか、プライベートな話を聞かれて恥ずかしいとか、めめしいことを言うんじゃないだろうな。なんでこの人は特別なの？
Oh,
なぜバスキア教諭だけは入ってこられるの？
can't let her open up. What the fuck?
おい、なんだってんだよ。そんなに恨みがましい目で見て。 まるで嫉妬に狂う委員長みたいだぜ。
I can't let her open her heart to anyone but me. I feel when it feels like they will refuse to why I'm too telling myself to pull off a difficult move in ballet.
何を言っているのかわからないわ。ま、そりゃそうか。とにかくわだかまりも解けたってことで風呂に行ってくるよ。
I notice I'm gasping as brushes the best with hands, but best of feeling handles the chair.
待って。
I'll just move out of the own accord.
なんだよ。どうした？まさか3人一緒に入ろうってんじゃないだろうな。
Hell yeah.
いいえ、3人ではないわ。
Oh?
私とエリカで入浴するのよ。高崎さん？
Let me tip on this dumbfounded. Whilst the best guys regarding me with suspicion, I put forth my opinion, which with far more passion than is usual.
私たちはアミティエ同士でしょ？お風呂以外の介助はしている。驚くことなんてないわ。いや、そりゃ道理だが、今まで。
I mean...
バスキア教諭も怪我をするし、風邪をひく時だってあるわ。せんだっても。バスキア教諭の誕生日の数日前、前例があるじゃない。
I'm referring to whatever happened a few days before Erica's celebration, but the two of them behind the hook. For some reason, the two of them are sharing an awkward look. Something says He sounds so jealous.
そうね。確かに私に何かあった時、誰にも頼れない状況があるのはまずいわね。
Oh, Dahlia is on her side now.
道理よ。ほらお風呂、一緒に入りましょう。
Our partner signals me with a smile and I walk over to her.
格好の巣の上でみたいな治療はされないだろうな。
She says something incomprehensible. And for some reason, of course, an exaggerated expression of fear. Even though I'm the one who suggested this whole thing, I find myself extremely embarrassed when it comes to time to undress her. I hope to get dressed in our room. I shouldn't have any issues undressing her here, and yet...
乱暴に脱がせるなよ。シワができちまう。
Erica allows me to undress her, seemingly unbothered by the whole thing, then goes over to the washing area. As she is washing herself...
前はいい。足と背中だけ頼むぜ。
She orders me about as casually as if she were asking me to pick up something from the store. She has no idea just how nervous I am, how hard I am struggling to calm my racing heart. Then
ちゃんと手をつないでいてくれよな。
she says in a voice steady and low as on a violin, as she takes a firm hold of my
ま
hand.
さかお前とこうして風呂に入ることになるなんてな。嫌なの？
No, wait, that's not it.
初めて会った時を思うと感慨深いって話さ。
The gaze goes nostalgic. The strong-willed, vertical size of hers appear far more gentler than usual, and I find myself unable to meet them properly.
意外と神経細いんだよな。何？やっぱりな。あの言葉はぐさりときたよ。踊れないあなたにはわからないでしょうねってやつさ。あの言葉はやり過ごせない。信用できなくなるぜ。
I feel like a fist is clenched around my heart. It's becoming harder to breathe. The heart I'm supposed to trembles. Although I should say something. I find myself in the middle.
こう言えば満足か？気にしてないって言ったのに、心ここにあらずって風だったからな。荒療治ってやつだよ。いいか、何度も言うが気にしてない。気に病むな。でも、気にされすぎる方が嫌なんだよ。お前くらいのスタンスの方がやりやすい。いつも通りで行こうぜ、相棒。
Well, I don't know what happened, but
お前を背負ってはやれないが、お前の重荷は背負ってやれる。
If you're having trouble reading, I'll just do this.
でも、気にされすぎる方が嫌なんだよ。お前くらいのスタンスの方がやりやすい。いつも通りで行こうぜ、相棒。胸に秘めてた苦い過去ってやつを話してくれたろ。一人で抱え込むにはきついが。胸に秘めてた苦い過去ってやつを話してくれたろ。一人で抱え込むにはきついが、二人でならそれほどじゃねえ。だろ。以前、カラマーゾフの兄弟って本を読んだんだが、奇跡が悪魔の？作者の意図する意味ではないだろうけど、奇跡は悪魔の所業だってセリフが、私には心強い言葉に聞こえたよ。私たちには奇跡が起こるってさ。だって私たちは神を信じてないし、ろくに祈りもしない。だよな。確かに。そうね。だから奇跡は起こる。お、ようやく笑いやがった。バスキア教諭も心配していた。後で謝っておけよ。嫉妬？ん？どうした？なんでもないわ。嫉妬？ん？どうした？なんでもないわ。おかしなやつだな。どうした？湯あたりか？熱い湯が苦手なら最初から言えよ。おかしなやつだな。どうした？湯あたりか？熱い湯が苦手なら最初から言えよ。エリカ。
So, well, unfortunately the thing had to glitch out. I'm not sure why. Jazz, please look at that one. Hope that doesn't happen. I have a kind of a tour off, but nonetheless, I caught up to it, and yeah, she's clearly jealous of her, and I hope you guys will appreciate the fact that I hope you guys were annoyed as well. I mean, weren't as annoyed because I kind of didn't realize that this backlog thing is a thing. So if this type of thing always happens, just use the backlog instead. It was kind of like at first you can actually still read the words. It just simply overlaid the actual words. For some reason, it just became more jumbled than it should be. So it just became so difficult to read it. So I'm at that point. I was like, ah, fuck it, backlog it is. Anyways, let's get on with this. When you're working towards a goal, the days shoot by in a flash. But when you're stuck in the hospital, they pass by strangely slowly, and end up feeling all drawn out. The days leading up to the battle decided to go so fast like it never even happened. Consolidating it was a premium of choreography, moving the position of performance, and in addition to all of that, figuring out the scenery, which is made predominantly by the trans students who came in with no ballet experience. I've helped my brother with DIY stuff before, so the process I imagined is as I imagined, but I have to avoid the process of creating costumes from scratch, which is being led by the girls who are skilled at sewing, though with the rest of the cast pushing into. The rest making process begins with a talented artist class throwing out a design, and while taking into account the opinions of the cast members. After that, the cast members measured up, which is what Shani Once that's done, they made a test garment, which can probably move out based on a temporary shoot position. This is when they do with the final fitting to make any necessary adjustments. Next, they finish up stitching, and the ballet costume is finished. As someone who's terrible at sewing, they end up with more needle holes in my fingers than in fabric. I take my hat off to them. The girls behind the scenes won't be dancing at all. I'll work together creatively to make this performance as best it can possibly be. Even when it comes to the music, we're not using something pre-recorded. Several classmates who are proficient violin and piano players are volunteered to add further to the performance. So everything from the music to the costumes to the choreography. To say nothing of the dancing is being done by the first years, and our work is now nearing the end. First, the backdrops were completed, and then the long, grueling costumes fittings were done with it too. With each part of the prep that's completed, we get closer to the day of the recital. The days pass in a blur of activity. Right, except for one thing. At first it was just a sense of something was off. Might be people carried on with our intense practices before. Even without all the effort, she was so deserving in one way. That's great. Everyone's recognized that she was not time giving up her devotion to her position in her dancing. Honestly, though, I had no complaints at the fight necessity and so to boost our classmates' attitudes. That much is all well and good. However, Chiru is driving herself too hard. She's ignoring any urges to stop. She's practicing, pushing herself with the quest to be better, more refined performance than everyone's well calculated for. But music stops, interrupting her practice. Mommy tape on the glass resentfully as Sabasco her breathing labored.
根を詰めすぎだ。もう十分だろうが。まだ足りないわ。これ以上はオーバーワークです。これ以上続けたいのなら休みを取りなさい。はい。
It's probably the last thing she wants to do, but still in a bit of a mood. Shuri moves away to hug the wall.
なんだか怒っているみたいね、彼女。怒ってる？最近は喧嘩する暇もないくらい忙しかったんだぜ。
It's true though. Shuri seems to have reverted to her crabby haughtiness when we first met. Plus,
なんだかどんどん調子を崩してやがるしな。ええ、まるで彼女じゃないみたい。
right, that sense I have something of being off. But the fact that Suzuki is constantly losing its position.
正確に言えば安定感がなくなったってやつか。
Constantly aiming higher isn't something to criticize in a performer. However, when you're driving yourself not to just one level past your limits, but multiple levels, the risk of failure jumps up too. That night when Should We Help Me Out the Best, I felt we opened up to one another. This is just seriously injuring himself. I managed to stop it each time, but
カエルの面に小便ってな具合だしな。まあ、下品なこと言って。
it's a well-known saying. She never heard of it before.
八重垣さんは高崎さんが怒っている理由、本当に知らないの？
In response to a question, I answer.
正直覚えならある。どんな？また八重垣さんが軽口を吐いてそれで怒らせたとか？いや、唯一思い当たるって言ったら委員長の踊りを手放しで褒めたくらいだよ。え？私の踊りを？ああ、正直一番直しが少なかったし、指示した通りに演じきる。褒めるところしかないしな。そんな、私そんなに良かったかしら。
This is not a time to smile and blush, you fucking dumb bitch. Jeez.
いや、なんかすまん。何？
Shut the fuck up. Unable to come up with a response, I fall silent.
やっぱり面と向かって聞くしかないわ。
After thinking over a while, this is the conclusion she comes to.
悩んだ結果がそれかよ。でも二人のやりとりを見た限りだときちんと話し合ってはいないんじゃないかしら。確かに話しちゃいないが、アミティエ同士なんだから腹を割って話すことも必要よ。膝を突き合わせて尋ねればきっと訳を話してくれるわ。
It makes logical sense, but to me it sounds more like mere idealism.
まっとうに尋ねても口を割ってくれそうもないんだよな。どうして？
Because I'm the one who lives with her. I know how stubborn she is. Is this, yeah.
嘘でもついて罠にかけてみるか。ダメよ、そんなこと。フェアじゃないわ。
Shut the fuck up.
残念だが、フェアだとかはどうでもいい。一番嘘のうまいやつが大統領になれる世の中だぜ。
I let the press protesters wash over me as I think to myself. Here, sneeze.
夏風邪は猫しか引かないって言うぜ。
Seizing an opportunity to break silence, I make a joke, but she keeps her eyes fixed on the textbook, giving no response.
委員長には嘘でもついて本音を引き出そうと言ったが。
With her, this stony face, I'm hesitant to try that, so
ゲネプロは明日だぞ。
I'm not sure really hit a sensitive spot. We're holding a full dress rehearsal for the ballet practice tomorrow. However, she again exhibits no response, keeping her eye on the textbook with a shameful expression on her face.
成功法でもダメじゃないかよ。
I suddenly find myself not wanting to complain to the press.
聞く耳を持たずって態度でも構わない。そのまま聞けよ。明日のゲネプロはヨゼフ座でやる。大道具係や衣装係が客として見学しちゃいるが、本番じゃない。流していい。
My media partner, who's continued to push herself with frightening intensity, does not react at all. Even though I chosen my words specifically to get a rise out of her.
お前も本番前に無理はしない方がいいって分かってるよな。ま、バスキア教諭も見るんだ。あんまり恥ずかしい演技はできないが。そう。バスキア教諭の前では恥ずかしい演技はできないわよね。
Okay.
あ、 おう。まあな。私たちの失敗はバスキア教諭の失敗になるんだし。
So, wondering why that's caused the bike. What caused the bike then?
エリカはバスキア教諭のために振り付けを引き受けたの？
That's why it wasn't hit me right in my weak spot.
別に関係ないだろ。
I was so flexibly.
そう、そうね。確かに私には関係のない話だわ。千鳥。やめて。親しげに名前でなんて呼ばないで。
Damn, an awkward tension settles between us. I remember the first back then when it was just a 3% Amity, so it might be a good idea.
今ほどもう一人アミティエが欲しいと思ったことはないな。
The silence is oppressive.
ここは空気が悪いわ。あ？今日は白羽さんの部屋に泊まることにするわ。それじゃ。
Doesn't even give me time to respond.
なんだってんだ。
My attempt to speak openly today, I don't know, the sort of but to be honest, even further.
正直者はダメだ。やっぱり大統領論で行くべきだったぜ。
I muttered to myself, sat at a closed door, silence for a while. My gaze analyzed the shooter's sick box. What is part of the following of the when she still moving left out of the seat?
たく。
I moved my wheelchair over to her desk.
介助者が手間をかけさせるんじゃ。
Say I had a text about the time, but this is. I pick it up. It's Chidori's personal notebook. Falls open the target page.
参ったな。
That bill was a combination of guilt and gentle pain. As I find my Amitia partner's secret laid bare to me. Erika Yaiga Kib. Something, but I actually quite like that side of her. Insolent, but it suits her. Loves veal cutlet. Looks cute when she's reading. Tosses and turns in her sleep. Foul mouth, even though she's not maidenly at all. Birthday 9/17. Will find a way to ask her blood type. Once I stare again at the door to which she disappeared. There's always that at least one student not like you in a class. Someone who thinks they know everything and feels like the world is unfairly against them. But it's not the school fault that is boring. It's your fault that you're boring. I recall a wise saying from the Japanese movie After School. Chidori never returned to our room last night. She didn't appear at breakfast either, so I had no choice but to wheel my way to the cafeteria where I find her sitting at the Shidahane. Oh, Chidori be like, oh, you want a teacher now? Huh? I'll fucking, I'll go with Sue. The look on her face that reminds me of that quote from After School. It's an expression of arrogance, but at the same time, it's clear that she's pushing down for the path she believes in, for better or for worse. I also sense a degree of confusion from her, though in a certain distance from what's happening around her. It's a combination of that lofty attitude of hers and her apparent confusion that really rubs people the wrong way. I miss my chance to speak with her, so the day rolls on. The dress rehearsal starts first thing in the afternoon. We're all well aware of the real thing will be tomorrow, and this run through is, well, it's a disaster, to the point where I feel like the only 7 cases we get to it without any injuries. She makes so many mistakes in a technically difficult dance that she has the audience cringing. From time to time she's dancing, and she's attended with something on the side of the stage. Each time she messes up. After we have run through what we're about to perfunctory post-mortem session, I go over to my silent Amitia partner, come back to our room. She pulls her with a fist and a pat on the shoulder. This is exactly the kind of dinner I wanted to avoid. Usually I get into a visual meal book at meal at lunch times, but would decide to come out tomorrow. The Dylan is kind of gone away to make me a special veal cutlet, however.
ま、笑い話に花が咲く夕食になるとは思っていなかったけどな。
I expect the mood to be so oppressive I lose my appetite.
普通一晩経ったら嫌なことは忘れるものだろうが。
I do as he's glum me before me as I started to attain meat and fish alive by it's delicious. You can't really go wrong with the veal.
まあなんだ。せっかく好物を学食のおばちゃんが別メニューで作ってくれたんだ。冷めないうちに食べろよ。
She doesn't respond and just continues to sit there with a knife in one hand, looking at him. Still as a statue. A stupid bored look. It reminds me of after school.
自分ノートに書いているくらいお気に入りなんだろ。
Oh!
レモンをかけると一味違うぞ。呆れているのでしょうね。
You're annoyed? Okay.
なんだ。冷めるのをじっと待っているってことか。なら正解だな。この世の料理で冷めてうまいものなんて一つもない。あなたの忠告を聞かず、無謀な挑戦を続けたことよ。ああ、それか。八代先輩風に言えば、重い日だから荒ぶってるのかと思ったよ。
That was very short. Taking a bite of the cutlet, this time drenched with lemon, and savored the blissful taste that spreads across my tongue. She turns her hearty eyes on me and squints, slightly scrutinizing the true meaning behind my words, but then...
私とはもう口を聞きたくないってことね。
She's trying to talk to you! Calm down! Damn! Then gets to her feet.
座れ。でも二度は言わない。
Oh my god! Oh shit! Sure, she's on a wheelchair, but goddamn, her words do have some fucking like puppet strings, if you will. Like no, like literal fucking orders, bucking orders here. Like goddamn.
腹に物が入ってない時ってのはな、イライラして怒りやすくなるもんだ。どんなやつだって同じだ。だからとりあえず飯にしようって話したよ。
Terry frowns and regards me dubiously, but hesitantly goes on to take a bite of her cutlet. It's like she's starting to mellow slightly.
お前が何に対してイラついているのかわからない。それは当たり前の話だ。何も言ってくれないんだからな。私の目には何かを打ち明けるのをためらっているように見える。どうだ？
At first bite, might have may have realized that how hungry she really was. She's already taken a second and then a third at this point. Julia hesitates and stops eating.
今さら何を打ち明けられたって引いたりしない。特殊な性癖持ちだって受け止めてやるよ。だから話してみろ。それは私がプリンシパルだからでしょ。
No.
ああ、明日のバレエ発表会で失敗ができない。バスキア教諭に恥をかかせられないからよね。何がおかしいの？バカだなお前。今さら私が自分の評価なんぞ気にするかよ。バスキア教諭は期待してもらってるから下手を打てないってのはあるが、明日の本番前に必勝祈願でカツレツ頼んだり恥ずかしい真似しているのはお前のためにやってることだろうがよ、相棒。嘘。
He was quietly and I continued to grin at her. I feel a twinge of guilt that my Almighty opponent still doesn't believe me.
嘘なもんかよ。私がお前を思うくらいには、お前も私のことを思ってくれているんだろ。
I ask her. The arrogant look dissolves from Chidore's face and is replaced by one of bewilderment. She finally blushes and glances at a notebook on top of her desk.
見たのね。最低だわ。ああ、最低だな。でも嬉しかったよ。好意を向けられて嫌なやつなんていない。
If looks could kill, I'd have kicked at this now. But Chidore's glare only lasts a moment. The intensity of her gaze soon lessens. She hands her head.
もう一度言うぞ。何か抱えているなら話してみろ。抱き上げちゃやれないが、一緒に悩むくらいはできる。
A tense silence follows. Then Chidore lifts her head, revealing a deeply vulnerable expression. I'll just stay quiet from now.
後輩がバレエをやめてからほどなくのことよ。私のせいで怪我をし、バレエをやめていった後輩。はじめはとても驚きにはなれなかった。でも彼女から踊りを奪った私がバレエをやめるなんて勝手ができるはずないと思い至ったの。後輩の分まで私が踊るんだって。今のところいい話だな。バレエに今まで以上に熱を入れ、次の舞台のために稽古をしている時に自分の目がおかしいことに気づいたのよ。物が歪み、初めはただの疲れ目かと思った。でもそのうちに私の目に映る人の顔、体が小さく大きく映るようになって。アリス症候群か。ええ、正式には不思議の国のアリス症候群だそうね。可愛らしい名前だけれど、一人だけで踊るわけではないバレエでは致命的だったわ。人だけでなく物まで大きさがつかめない、歪んで見える時まである。私は罰だと思ったわ。
Back doing the case of disappearing bunnies, I identified that she had bad eyesight of some sort, perhaps astigmatism, but I had no idea her vision was so compromised. I can only imagine how hard it's been for her.
バレエが踊れなくなり、部屋にこもった私を、父母は環境を変えてみたらいいとここへ転入させたの。そうか。
I tried to laugh, searching for the right words to say.
症状が治まったら家に戻ってもいいと言ってくれたわ。ここへ来てしばらくは症状は治まらなかった。でも今はもう治ってるのか。ええ、環境を変えたことが良かったのか、徐々に。後輩との事情をあなたへ打ち明けた時からだいぶ落ち着いてきた。
It's a relief to hear that she's on the mend, however.
いや待てよ、最近は目の症状は治まっているんだよな。だったらなんで調子を落としてるんだ。舞台袖に後輩の影が見えるようになったの。ね、そりゃ お化け、いやなくなってないものな。だったら
Chidori had vowed to dedicate herself to ballets for this girl's sake, but the mental pressure had led to her suffering from endless syndrome. Thanks to the change in environment, opening up to me about people's past, her sister started to heal, but in their place, she started seeing the specter of the girl.
ダメだ。どうしてなのかさっぱりわからん。
It would make sense if, for example, if she quit ballet and her guilty conscience was causing her to see her underclassmen. But her vision is clearing. She's able to dance again. From what she's told me, it sounds like the girl also wished she could do dancing. So why? I scratched at my messy hair. farming us to see as to why she's experiencing this phenomenon, then
気持ち悪いでしょ。あ？今の話を聞けばそう思うはずよ。
I look at my tip on her head lower as she says until they whisper on the floor. It's as though she's bracing herself for some inner pain. Then I chuckle.
何を笑って。さっきお前の悩みを聞いてやる、受け入れてやるって言っただろ。お前の重荷を背負ってやるって。でもありゃ全部ひっくるめてって意味だぜ。今さらお化けもどきが見えるくらいで引くかよ。エリカ。
Finally looks at me in the eyes again.
私はフックマンを鎮めた立役者だぞ。
I flash my feline smile for a moment and then she looks astounded before she pulls her face again, like she can't believe what a fool she's been talking to.
そうね。
There we go. A smile. After that, for some reason, she collapses into peals of laughter that have her clutching her stomach with mirth.
今の感動するところじゃないか。そうね。なんだかほっとして。
Tears well up in her eyes and her head shakes and laughs. I'm reminded of how envious I've been in my ballet dancing elder sister and of what I asked her to do for me. And I became convinced of her love for me.
こいつには親だけじゃない、ちゃんと自分を思っている人がいるってことを教えなくちゃいけない。
I offered to do her hair and she accepts without argument. At first, I carefully combed out her shoulder-length hair. Then, instead of usual ballet bun, I type a more princessy braid.
まとめるのはこうでいいんだよな。不安になるようなことを言うのね。髪を言ってやるなんて初めてなんだよ。見よう見まねってやつさ。お姉さんの
I nod into the smiles.
そう、初めてなのね。
She repeats my same words.
不安が増したかい？
She shakes her head a little.
いいえ、私が初めてのことが嬉しいのよ。なんだか随分と素直じゃないか。何を言っても受け止めてくれるのでしょ？
She bent his back, and I tell her with my usual feline smile that I guess I did. It's actually nice to see her smile a bit. Because I don't know why, she's always jealous for some reason. I find myself chuckling dryly at the fact that I'm actually sitting here doing Takasaki's hair.
何？いや、初めて会った時のことを思うと、髪を言ってやる間柄になるなんてとても思えなくてさ。エリカ、すごく嫌な態度だったものね。
You too.
それはお互い様だっての。それで無理やり網手にされて。正直、初めて解除するよう言われた時は面倒なことになったと思ったわ。
Who wouldn't? It's the reason why I keep people at arm's length.
感謝しているよ。二人きりの生活。でも、小ウサギの事件で私が犯人だと真相を明らかにされてからはもう学院にいられないのではと思った。 ゆすられるとでも思ったか？
I say this teasingly, unable to get her plate to come properly. I pick up the comb again.
気持ちいいわ。
It just came out in a rap side. I feel like she's healing herself completely to me.
でも朗読劇でのことであなたを見直したのよ。特に何もしちゃいないと思ったが。他人のためにあれだけ親身になれること、自分自身が一番だと思ってなくては立ち行かない世界にいた私には新鮮だった。世話になった相手だからさ。本当の他人なら見捨てたよ。
This confession doesn't seem to put her off, and she goes on.
エリカは意外と面倒見がいいのよね。第二外国語の試験の時もノートへ出そうな問題を書いてくれたし、バイオリンの試験でのお礼ってやつだ。義理が廃ればこの世は闇よ。
I scratch my head as she finishes my sentence for me. Let's go, burning her head together.
水遊びで二人で乗ったボート、いい思い出だわ。
I have the urge to use her sentimentality, but sentimentality, and ask her if she's dying or something. But Chidi's expression is so bright and suddenly I feel myself unable to say anything.
隠していた過去を話してこんなにも穏やかな気持ちになれるだなんて思いもしなかった。
I always thought that something like calming is the question for us. Yet here we are, both opening out and trusting one another. It's the most natural thing in the world.
私明日の発表会が成功したら自分を許すことができると思うの。成功したらじゃない、成功するに決まってるだろ。私がこれだけ骨を折ってやってるんだぜ。
For some reason, my comment was double over in laughter. You know, once I started laughing, all my cares suddenly melt away. I imagine Shidori feels the same.
ねえエリカ、お願いがあるの。言ってみろよ。私は今とてもいい気分なんだ。明日発表会の時に。
My face flushes unexpected proposal. What is the proposal? That's what I want to know. What was it again? Techniques that utilize his arms. Involve everything. Oh fuck. Involve everything from the scapula down to the hands. I turn my attention to the audience separated from me by the stage curtain as I go over the fundamentals of the dance in my head. Judging from the voices I can hear, the attendees have already taken their seats and are waiting for the curtains to rise. It's not just the other students who have shown up today, but the whole faculty, even the principal, who is never usually seen around the school.
燃えるわね。
A shiver of excitement runs up my spine. I have danced before a bigger audience than this. It's silly for me to be nervous, and yet, by the sort of vision, I see my old underclassmen waiting there in the wings. Her head is lowered, facing the ground. And ever since I acknowledged my feelings for Erica, this ghost from my past has been
そう
haunting
ね。
me.
あなたからすれば認められることではないわ。
I vowed to myself that I'd sell her in her place, that I'd become the ballet dancer she no longer could. But from that instant on, the harder I tried to dance, the more disturbed my vision became, and ultimately, I found myself unable to perform. So I suddenly addressed her. Must have been really frustrating to deal with it, huh? When my vision finally cleared and I could dance again, the person I was dancing for shifted from her to my ghost to Erika.
私の前に姿を現してもおかしくはない。でも
Mami Tibona would usually be watching from the front row. Tear my gaze away from underclass and look at her instead, sitting beside me in the wings.
緊張しているみたいだな。
I tell Erika about seeing my underclassmen and she looks at me worriedly. I could easily get swallowed up by those marine eyes of hers. Those beautiful eyes I love. Now watching me intently.
あの時のお願い。
She looks at the picture of innocence as crimson blossoms across the sheets. And her rosebud lips. But she mutters, "Are you for real?" I whisper.
約束だからな。
She She hesitates, looking down at the ground to hide her red face, but then
こっちへ来いよ。
she beckons to me.
目をつむってくれって言ってるんだよ。察しろよ。
She looks like she's about to burst into tears. More than ever before, I'm filled with overwhelming urge to simply hug her. However,
エリカを抱きしめるのは発表会が成功してから。
if all my desires are fulfilled at this moment, I won't be able to dance.
おい、早くしろよ。周りに変に思われるだろ。はいはい。
I close my eyes. Erica's lips are light and delicate. Trembling ever so slightly, I could smell that unique scent of hers. Such an intoxicating mix of masculine and femininity. In the midst of a bustle that precedes an performance, is an island of quiet. It feels as though any hubbub fades into the distance, with us the only two people left in the world. In that moment, I'm so happy I could cry.
Mo もういいのかよ。ん？もしかしてもっとしていたかったの？バカ！
I smile at my empty but is covering her mouth with a full and blushing bright red with the tips of her ears.
これ以上は幸せすぎて気が抜けてしまうわ。それじゃ観客席で見てるからな。
Still red in the face, she leaves the stage and goes back to her place to fight well. Filled with a sense of satisfaction, I let a long breath and draw in another, waiting to pursue in some other kind of celebration. I'll dance for both Erica and for myself. I adjust my costume and place my hands in front of my chest. In the mind, just indicate sleep. Then I give myself to the final inner pep talk as I quietly wait for the as I quietly wait for the curtain to rise. This is where I'll probably mute myself.
学院に転入したばかりの私。病に侵され踊るのを諦めた私は自暴自棄になった。 学院のバレエの授業でも初めは納得できる踊りができなかった。でもエリカと触れ合い、自分自身を好きになっていくことで瞳は正常に戻っていった。再び舞台の上で踊れるという喜び。願わくばこの踊りを私を案じてくれたアミティエに捧げたい。 最後の踊り、しっかりと見ていなさい。その瞳が彼女であればよかったのに。たくさんの大切なものをアミティから受け取ったように。私も彼女へ返し与えたい。そうだ、私はエリカへ自分の思いを伝えたいんだ。ずっとそこで私を見守っていたじゃないか。ありえない演舞。でもこれが高崎千鳥と八重垣エリカの踊り。終わったのね。私はこんなにも。
Or something. What a man wants from a wife is not just someone to share a house with, not just someone to raise his children, but he wants his opponent to live through. But he wants a sidekick, a buddy to go through the rough spots with. I recall a line from the movie Gentleman's Agreement. And a few days have passed since the ballet recital. My immediate partner and I have come to be recorded as partners by the rest of our classmates and accepted as such. The dancer and her choreographer. Sure, that is one side of a relationship, but now she's dealt with her issues. My immediate partner is being even more gallant in her support of me than before. We must look like true Tutu live Amitia button is everyone. No.
次のケーキを取ってきたわ。ティラミスアイスケーキよ。さ。
As I eat a birthday cake she's brought me, I cringe a little inside. Is it just like a mud of bird feeding a chick? And then an partnership equals.
どうしたの？あっちのアイスケーキチョコの方が良かったかしら。いや、こいつで十分だよ。お前も落ち着いて自分のを食べてくれ。
She sits down, throwing her eyebrows for a moment. She stares hard at me, and I wonder what the heck is the deal. But then...
お前が取ってきてくれたケーキは美味しいな。いいチョイスだよ。そう。美味しかったのならよかった。
She finally quits staring and starts eating her own slice.
いやいや見せつけてくれますな。さすがは仲良しアミティエトリオ。
もう一人はどこに行ったんだよ。はそうか。お前らには仲良しに見えるか。
It's like ever since the relatively title she was more open with me, or more directly display her affection, perhaps. I mean, of course, I like her too, but the distance between us and before was.
どうしたの？佐々木さんたちに意地悪されているの？
Yeah, kick their ass.
そんなことしてないよ。八重垣ちゃんと千鳥が仲良しさんで羨ましいなって。ですです。
そう、仲良し。
She puts her hand to her cheek, looking far more pleased than she has any business to. I open my eyes quite coldly, only to find the rest of my client was sick recording instead of watching some heartwarming scene in a drama.
悪くはないが、勘弁してほしいところだぜ。
Feeling incredibly uncomfortable, I focus on my attention on my tiramisu ice cream cake. The rich mascarpone ice cream and the cocoa powder mix soon makes me feel better.
どう？お口に合ったかしら。気に入ってるよ。9月とはいえまだまだ暑い。アイスケーキはいい判断だった。振り付けの先生にお褒めいただいて嬉しいわ。このケーキたちは私とほら。
Was herself, then to my bookworm buddy, who's been quoted by some of our upperclassmen.
スオさんと2人で作ったのよ。お誕生日おめでとう、八重垣さん。
To be honest, I thought about birthday parties as a pointless waste of time. Had decided whether to participate or not. I had duty to do so.
ああ、ありがとうな。
I'm genuinely happy to be here celebrating it.
喜んでくれたならよかったわ。
Just as I'm starting to feel self-conscious, having the well-meaning press peering into my face.
今日はお招きありがとう。
素晴らしい誕生会ね。
Upperclassman who's been keeping Chinese birthday come to my rescue with their birthday wishes.
はい。開こうと言ってくれた委員長と白羽のおかげですよ。そうか。さすがは我が師。義を見てせざるは言うなきなり。というやつだね。
譲りはったらまだ時代劇にハマっているのね。
Is that really how they speak in those shows? And she got us planning to get off too. No point in going on 1,000 rounds with her now.
お前もありがとうな。
Trini said something to my face for a moment, then
大丈夫みたいね。
she murmured something to herself. Although I'm bewildered by this, slap on resolve, since the mother hand comes cuckling back to that moment, she seems to cling.
今度はアイスケーキチョコを持ってきたわ。さ、食べて。ああ、わかったよ。いいから自分で食べられるって。
She really gave me a sorrowful look when I refused to eat a piece. She slowed it onto her fork, attempting to feed me. I feel like I'm the one who's done something wrong.
そうだな。今日はお誕生日会の主役だもんな。
I say it suffocatingly. I open my mouth to let the now smiling each other bring the cake to my lips. As we explain something made by Shurahane, it tastes very good, although right now I can barely taste it through my embarrassment.
次は何を取ってくる？普通のアイスケーキも美味しいそうよ。いろいろなアイスがふんだんに乗っているの。いくら暑いと言っても体が冷えちまうよ。適当にやるから落ち着けって。
My meteor partner asks if I'm sure, then sits down begrudgingly next to me. The Kaya gang are watching us with big grins on their faces.
なるほど。素晴らしい踊りはこうしたむつまじい関係から生まれたのか。羨ましい限りだね。
羨ましいなら私がドルチェを選んで食べさせてあげましょうか。
光栄だがカバンを食べる趣味はないよ。
I explained the joke to the confused how doses messages with the dessert as well as faction label.
佐々木くん的に言えば冗談を説明するのは鬼の所業だそうだぞ。
説明させられるのはでしょ。っていうか最近既存の名称を新しく付け替えるのって多いですよね。
スパッツをレギンスとかかい？僕はそれよりも微妙に変更した名称の方が気になる。
What the fuck is a bell bottom? I the ways I was got shortened to a bra and how emails are either as email.
気がついたら名称が変わっていた。あれはいつくらいから変更したのかね。
I never really thought about it before as I was chewing over. Chidori thoughtfully pulls out my glass of ice. I reach out to take it, but
本日の主役だからな。まさか自分がこんなにも人と打ち解け合うなんてね。いや、こいつも私と同じか。
温かい紅茶の方が良かった？
I shake my head to Chidori's answer to the question. I thought Chidori's question.
よかった。間に合ったみたいね。
To the mascot was clutching a huge stuffed teddy bear, which I assume is a present for me.
悪くない。
I repeated myself in a whisper. A teddy bear? But Erika has Chidori though. No? Am I wrong? Yeah, my day-to-day life isn't so bad at all. It's halfway through September and the heat is starting to lose its grip on the world.
本を読む季節がやってきたって感じかね。
As I turn the page, I look up at the ripped clouds from the window. Reading in the glaring sunlight is fun in its own way, but I prefer autumn and winter when I get
高名な小説家も北欧系に多いもんな。やっぱり暑い国は小説を書いたり読んだりするには向かないのかね。
As I'm talking to myself, I glance over to the bedroom. My companion is also reading a book with a look of intense concentration in her face. Erika, best character, yes. I figured it's a textbook of some description when I'm about to.
それって私の本じゃんか。
I exclaim when I recognize the cover. Put a book I've been reading down on my lap and go over to where my Mickey Pun is sitting on the bed, looking very serious as she reads. Surprised to find that she's reading James Ellroy's The Black Dahlia. I asked her what the hell she's doing.
本なんて教科書くらいしか開かなかったじゃんか。それバスキア教諭の自伝ってわけじゃないぞ。
さすがにそんな間違いはしないわ。実際にあった事件を元にした推理小説でしょ。
Oops, I fucking let go. She's slightly mistaken about the book's contents, but instead of thinking it out, I find myself transfixed with this side of my became when I'm reading a novel. I played only 3 games, but Erika is my favorite. I mean, technically you haven't missed out much if you played the 3 games.
そんなに珍しいかしら。
以前趣味は自分の益になるものしかしないって言い切っただろ。どんな変哲があったのかって驚いたんだよ。
やめて。
She says embarrassingly, and hides her face behind the book.
あの時は苛立っていたから。
いや別に貶めるつもりはないんだ。処置仲間が増えるのは歓迎だよ。語らえるのは嬉しいからな。
そうよね。
Damn, that's a bit too girly now.
そうだ、喉乾かない？紅茶入れてくるわね。
Without waiting for a response, she gets up and practically skips out of the room. I gaze at the door she disappeared through, reflecting. Perhaps Shirui wants to understand me better, just like my family did. I still got the cover of the black dahlia, which she left behind her bed. The warmth of Shirui's body and her scent still lingers around. That scent of the peaches I love so much. Today is a day off. I have no particular plans. I bring my wheelchair closer as though drawn in by that smell. Then I lay myself down on her bed. Although it should feel like the same as my own, it somehow wraps me in a soft, reassuring sense of well-being. Feeling slightly guilty, I roll over to my side and press my cheek into the sheets. Chirui's peachy scent surrounds me, and the comforting feeling begins to lull me into sleep. I'm fighting a losing battle against drowsiness, and my eyelids slowly drift shut. With my eyes closed, the scent of peaches seems even more stronger, and I feel wrapped in an even more intense embrace. It's Chirui, my elder sister. It's my middle sister. I can feel my parents' warmth, sister by squares, and though I've yet to experience it in reality, I can even imagine my bookworm buddies. Numbed by the sensation of being warped into the world of these people who care for me, I'm pulled down into a deep slumber. There are three dreams I have over and over. I'm inside a huge cylindrical glass house. There are unfamiliar plants with huge leaves. When I see the countless butterflies fluttering through the air, I know that this is one of those dreams. There are dreams that are known as lucid dreams. Well, you know you're dreaming, but my dream lacks something lucid dreams have. I can't will my body to move. All I have is an awareness that this is a dream, and I've had it again and again. All three dreams have the commonality in that they flow from one scene to another. Or perhaps shift would be a better term for it. I find myself shifting between wandering incoherent scenes. The settings doesn't change, but time passes and my body changes with it. And I simply accept all of this. This is the way the things simply are. No, there's something new. Something that isn't usually there. From somewhere, the scent of peaches filters in and slowly pulls me out from the dream. Oh right, that scent, encircling me, protecting me. Still grasping the tail of the dream, I open my eyes drowsily. There are no giant emerald leaves, no richly painted butterflies, just clean cheeks and a warm sunshine. And Chirui, sleeping beside me. At first I think I'm still dreaming, and my head is still blank, foggy with sleep, but... And she lays there open and defenseless. Oh, she's defenseless, right? I reach out and touch her hair, and realize that this is a dream. Her beautiful is soft. Her beautiful hair is soft and silky beneath my fingers. As soon as I realize I'm not dreaming, my entire body flushes hotly and my heart starts to race.
Chidori.
Just so you know, my voice is kind of off because like my nose is for some reason stuffed again. Typical occurrence. I call her name, but her breathing remains deep, and even telling me that she's fast asleep. It makes me incredibly envious when I compare it to my own short, messy locks. She has so many virtues that I don't. Excuse me? As I listen to the pleasant rhythm of her breathing, I gaze at her almost translucent skin and those slightly almond-shaped lips of hers, fringed with long lashes. Then my gaze falls on her pale pink lips, pressed firmly together. There, amid a storm of activity in the wings of the stage, I had sealed my promise to her. Yes, right on those lips. My eyes are drawn to those beguiling lips of hers, and like a moth drawn to a flame, I startled to hear her murmur my name. I stopped myself from leaning any further. I assumed at first that she might have said my name in her sleep, but
おはようエリカ。
she opens her eyes and smiles mischievously at me. Shame courses through me when I realized the truth. She'd been awake the whole time. I let out a loud squawk and prayed for the bed to swallow me up. However,
ごめんなさい。意地悪しちゃったわね。
no, I should have let her done the deed at least.
気づいていたんだな。
ええ。
She whispers, looking pleased with herself. Her stopping me like that was her way of rejecting me.
違うわ。
She says, as though reading my thoughts.
せっかくだもの。きちんと起きている時にしてほしかったの。
してほしいって。
Hold on one second.
さっき寝ている私にしようとしていたこと。
Yes, you were about to fucking... No. You were about to fucking kiss her. Go ahead. I just started laughing a bit too early there, my bad. Her gorgeous hair, her pale skin, her green eyes staring into mine. Pinned by her dewy gaze, the world shrinks to just me and Chidori.
この学院に転入して落ち込むこともあったけれど、今はここが私の家だわ。
そして私は家族。
She shakes her head, minutely but decisively.
エリカ、あなたは私の。
The words she whispers are exactly what I wanted to hear. Chidori's moist pink lips draw closer and I welcome them. She's so close I can feel her breath. The fragrance of peaches mingles with the smell of the fading season, to that point where I can no longer differentiate them. I drink in the smell, feeling like my heart is being pushed up to my throat. It feels like my body is no longer my own. My heartbeat is no longer merely my heartbeat. I feel her, I accept her, and I pray to God for the first time that the joy of this moment can last forever. Oh, you would think it's over. You think it's over. So this has become a part of a daily life too, huh? I strain my ears to listen to the faint sound of singing coming through the window. Slightly open, that's open as fuck! The tone is beautifully delicate. The sound of it warms my heart at the same time as it reaches in and squeezes in some deep part of me. The fresh morning dew lands seen outside a window, a hazy quality, and I suddenly find myself thinking of the elementary school I previously attended for a brief time, and a girl who was in the same class as me. She was smart, beautiful, kind, elegant, and a very talented pianist. I often find myself gazing at her back during class, listening to the singing that suddenly reminded me of that girl who once I never spoke to. This sensation deep inside my chest. I raise my gaze from the dew-covered ground, look up to the clear blue heights. Looks like it's going to be another hard one. I realize I'm humming the tune I've heard here time and time again.
長い眠り目覚めた瞳映るのはあなたの笑顔と美しく咲く花抱きしめてすべてをなかなか上手じゃない
Spin around, startled by the sudden voice in my ear.
声をかけずにもっと聞いていればよかった
My meteor partner, who's just been singing between the cherry teeth, smiles simplishly. She caught me sitting here gazing out the window under her spell. Seems that I ended up getting more lost in thoughts of my youth than I intended.
私が歌っているのを見て笑ってたんだろう
そんなことないとても上手だったわ
It kind of is, actually. It's similar, but not really. At the same time, it is the same. It sounds the same, at least. Ever since my sister laughed at me for it, I've avoided singing. It's a secret complex of mine. But with a completely serious expression on her face, she really praises my voice and my timing, and says it truly moved her. That quiet melody that so tugged at my own heartstrings.
私はエリカと一緒に歌いたい今の私が私でいられるのはエリカあなたのおかげなのだから
Your English ain't bad, man. I can understand you 100%. Like, there's no problem with your writing whatsoever. I didn't even see any like errors. It's cool. My meteor partner, our first meeting went terribly, and we've butted heads so many times since then. She's had to come over. No, she had to overcome as many hardships as me. But our hardened hearts eventually melted, and we opened up to another. And now here we are, with her asking me to sing with her. I look at my tears, but there's serious oppression and the affection I feel spills out of me with a bright laugh.
そうだな一緒に歌おうぜ相棒
Standing beside the window, my meteor partner smiles. A breeze rustles the leaves of the trees. A breath of it sneaks through the window to gently stir her silky hair. It brings with it a smell of forest, mixed with the scent of peaches. Her clear green eyes urge me on, and I clear my throat in preparation.
さあ歌いましょうエリカ
And even now, the girls continue to sing together, hand in hand. You know what's unfortunate is that you can't exactly. There's no version of this with Ayane Sakura, basically Erika's voice actor, and then you have Chidori's voice actor. I forgot her name, but it's unfortunate you don't get to hear these two sing together in an actual song. I tried looking for it, and there's none. Only Chidori's version, and that's the unfortunate part. Only the Sasakis were singing this, not Chidori, like together. And with that, that's the end of Ete, ladies and gentlemen. That was one hell of a walkthrough. I had a meal break in between, but that's fine. I'm gonna stop the stream here, but I will continue on an extra. There's an extra here, and I want to continue with that because it continues the story of Shiro Shirahane on the sides, on the side with all this going on. So, but it's a version of the opening. No, is it? Is it? Is it? I may have missed that. I'll look into it later because I did have the album for. I did have the album. But I think I might have like. Sing my and Navika. I'll take a look at that. I may have actually missed that because I don't know they're singing. No. I already have. I think I've heard of that before, but I never actually like caught on to it because I never actually followed the singing voice. And if anything, I may have mistaken like Chidori as the singer instead. But yeah, I'll look into it. Alright, without wasting any more time. Wait, this is not exactly what I want to be. I'll be back with another stream. Immediately after I end the stream, I will go on to the next one. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. If anything, this VOD, this stream video thingy will probably become a, if anything, will become a, whatchamacall that thing, a guide or walkthrough for everyone else, which I hope they do use it as a walkthrough or something. It doesn't really matter. That's the purpose of me streaming the whole like Let's Play. I'm glad to close the book on Ete. It was a good ending. I see why people actually prefer. Again, I see why people actually prefer the these two as a pairing, and I see why people prefer Ete because it's not as dramatic as the rest, and it's, for me, I think it's the drama that sells it, especially Autumn, and you'll see what I mean next week when it comes to Autumn. I know it's gonna be one hell of a fucking roller coaster. It was for me back in 2020, and it will be here. It will be in this year as well, especially when I forgot half the fucking plot, I think. Anyways, so without me taking more of your time, I will immediately start up the next stream. See you guys in the next one.